My oh my, how fast the tides turned against me, huh? So, from what I'm getting from the comments is ain't nobody ready for unity in this country. Because everybody was all okay with who I was.
The Purple Revolution. I'm gonna say it again. The Purple Revolution. The only reason y'all trying to join across aisles now is because the shit is happening to y'all. Y'all never thought it could happen. Because I'm white. Or because I voted for him. It can't touch me. Now all of a sudden y'all want to be informed.
I saw the first video that I've ever seen talking about a purple revolution. Before I went to look it up to see what it was, I was like, please don't let it be what I think it is. And it was what I thought it was. Listen, what the this is? Do you think this is Captain America's Civil War near the end? Or at least at the end before Zemo cut on that tape? What the thing? No, this is not Iron Man teaming up with Captain America. This is not Galinda and Elphaba linking up like, together we'll be the greatest team there's ever been. Y'all voted for a non-
That purple revolution, that's some dumb shit. You Confederate apologists always show y'all mother. We're back. Let's break it down.
How are y'all doing? Hopefully God has protected you and preserved you very well. Thank you so much to all of you that keep supporting me on here. Shout out to my members. You guys do me amazing. We have another revolution that is brewing. Yeah. We saw when the elections were done, people started wearing blue bracelets and they were literally calmed down. Their performance was called out real quick. And we saw another, trend of leaving Maga. Why it died? I don't know. Because it was called out as well. We got another one where people were burning their Maga belongings because they thought it is too much that Maga is doing to the American people. And that one too passed. Now we have another one, Purple Revolution, of people that are very apologetic of what they did. Now they want unity with everybody that did not vote for this man. They're like, we need unity. This is not a red versus blue. This is supposed to be a purple versus evil. And let's say a lot of people are already calling it what it is. A lot of people are like, you know what, thank you. But you don't have to let us know. You need to start doing the work. We've been here doing the work, and then here you are announcing your arrival as always. What do you want us to do? Americans. Anyway, I think we have to look at the reactions about this so-called purple revolution of people that are moved out of MAGA. They are like, this is not what I voted for and all of that. Now they are like, we need to be together. We need unity. But do you think that is going to address the issues, the real issues that they ignored in the beginning? I don't know. You guys are going to let me know in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. I think I'll be back with more.
My oh my, how fast the tides turned against me, huh? So, from what I'm getting from the comments is ain't nobody ready for unity in this country. Because everybody was all okay with who I was. Everybody was okay with getting behind me for unity until everybody forced policy down my throat. Okay? So because my policies align differently than yours, it's not looking good for this revolution now, is it? That's 100% against this unity. 100% against this unity. So what you guys are telling me is you only had my back if I completely aligned with your beliefs 100%. That's not unity. That's the same cult-like activity that you guys claim that the right has, where you align with me 100% or you're not accepted. Tell me I'm wrong. You're going to come here with a list of demands from me. When I started this, you came here. I started this and Badger started this. You guys came here saying how it was all great. It was great. Didn't say nothing about policy. Not one person. Still followed me even though I said nothing about policy. And look at the gathering that came. Just shows you how much policy divides people. And that's sad because 90% of policy is personal life driven. And that's sad to me. But that video was a test to see how strong the unity really was. Okay? And the unity ain't very strong because the messages and comments I'm getting ain't very good. So all you're telling me is my views don't matter. My beliefs don't matter. I even got told that in conversation this morning, that my views don't matter. My beliefs don't matter because I'm white. And I'm Christian. Okay. Like I said, I don't force anybody to be here. I don't force anybody to be here. And I'm not going to keep trying to force people to be here. You guys are the ones that forced me to talk about policy. I don't think my views are bad at all, to be honest with you. I think they're right down the middle. Okay? I've never cared what race you are. I've never cared if you're gay or straight. So why any of that is being held against me? No idea. But hey, it is what it is.
Purple revolution, that's some dumb. You Confederate apologists always show y'all mothers. We're back. Let's break it down. Talk is cheap. We need action, not words. Y'all continue to push this class consciousness bullshit without addressing the core issues at hand. We see what the tariffs have done to the farmers. They're out here crying about their soybeans. They voted Republican. They voted for this, yet they want a welfare handout from the government and from our tax dollars. But I guarantee the next election, they will vote Republican. They have not learned their lesson. I didn't vote for this. I didn't know that he was gonna do this. No. We told you, mother, what it was. Y'all. We told y'all before the election. Y'all didn't want to listen. We told y'all about Project 2025. Y'all didn't want to listen. I'm sure many of y'all saw what happened in Chicago. I had started making a video about it. I didn't finish it. It's still in my drafts. But let's talk about it right now. I saw the videos that came out with people talking about the Gestapo harassing Black Americans, saying that, see, we told you guys that y'all were next. We were never next. We've always been first. The U.S. government not acknowledging our constitutional rights, this is nothing new. Inequality and the Constitution not applying equally to Black Americans is the root of racism. Y'all come over here trying to shame Black people, trying to guilt Black people into feeling some type of way into supporting y'all. It's time for Black people to get involved. We need to have this class consciousness. And mind you, the Black people that typically do push that rhetoric are first or second gen Black people. They're not African Americans descended from slavery. They don't understand the Black experience in this country, so why would we listen to you? I made a video talking about checks and balances, literally how it works in this country. The rich people have dominated this country since the beginning, and yet we've been telling you guys over and over and over again, but because there was a hierarchy of Black people being at the very bottom of it, and you guys were not impacted, you didn't care. But now that crumbs of oppression have trickled down to you, you think that you're entitled to tell Black people how to feel, how to actually get involved in shit. Black people are angry, rightfully so, because we told you muckers what was going to happen when this bitch fucker came back into the White House, and you didn't want to listen. Nora O'Donnell, Kamala Harris, when she was talking about Project 25, but this motherfucker came in here and admitted it last week. Fuck. But when it comes to racism, when it comes to all of the core issues in this country, y'all don't want to address them. It's only now it starts to impact you that y'all want to talk about them. The purple wristband is just some bracelet bullshit that is only symbolic and doesn't actually mean anything. It won't do anything. I'm not gonna coalition with no fucking racists. I'm talking about you, punk ass Jack Mack. $5,000 doesn't bring back a son. It doesn't bring back a brother. It doesn't bring back a grandson. No amount of money will ever satisfy his family, rightfully so. You are a human being that convicted a Black man in the court of public opinion. And the Louisiana police, they are fucking corrupt. That's atrocious. Being a pale-skinned person in this country is truly a cheat code for life. You can be the most racist, homophobic, hateful dog shit being in this country, and not only can you be handed the keys to the White House, but you can also be forgiven of all of the sins that you have committed. And why do I believe that it's so symbolic? Because it is. See, these movements such as this purple revolution are typically centered or created by people that come from a place of privilege. And these same people are the people that are typically insulated the most from harm. The people that decided not to vote last election or that voted third party because of the one issue in the country that shall not be named, those people had the privilege of believing that they weren't going to be impacted. They attacked the Black community for supporting Kamala Harris because we look at harm reduction. We can recognize that there is no perfect candidate. There will never be a perfect candidate. There will never be somebody that I agree with 100% except for myself. So get out of your mind. If you truly want to show that you're serious, that you want to coalition with Black people, you guys need to vote every election. You need to be serious every election. And If you truly want to do this purple revolution, if you want to progress this country forward, see, I will take an inch if that means that I don't lose my rights. We have to fight back for our civil rights, and we told you stupid ass mother this before the election, and we've been telling you stupid motherfuckers for decades.
I'm going to show you in a minute and a half why I have a hard time trusting this purple revolution.
If you're a leftist, I have a strong for you.
Not that, that's fine. Stick with me though.
Hi, I'm Hunter Howell and I want to be your friend.
And yes, I know who Hunter is. I watched a lot of his streams over the last year, before the election when he was really rooting hard for our current president.
Now, just because I lean right on some issues, we all can agree that our government is occupied by Israel, by AIPAC, by Netanyahu, by the IDF.
Yes, we can agree to that, and I think there were plenty of people talking about this even before the election.
And it's time for a change. And in order to make that change, we need what's called a purple revolution.
We're almost there. Hold on, you'll see.
We can go back to disagreements later.
What kind of differences, Hunter? What kind of differences are we talking about?
Petty differences aside.
And there it is. Petty differences. Now, when you say petty differences, what differences are you talking about exactly?
Some formal policy in regards to domestic issues.
Now, he didn't clarify which domestic issues he was talking about, but let's talk about a few domestic issues that we will simply not be able to disagree on and everything just be okay. Now, Hunter, I'm going to assume that you and me are alike in the fact that we are both white, straight males. But here's a few things. The LGBTQIA plus community deserves to be free and happy to love who they love, be who they are, and this includes gay people, trans people, the whole 9 yards. Women deserve to be free to make their own healthcare decisions and decisions about their body without input from you and me. People that are a different skin tone than us, they deserve to be treated with respect and have all the same freedoms that we have. Undocumented immigrants deserve to be treated with respect, given due process, and treated like they matter, like they're actual human beings. I could go on and on and on, but if those are what you call petty differences, those are not petty differences. Those are human rights. Those are morals that I can never compromise on. And this, and the way that that video and the way that he framed that, is why right now at this point, I don't trust this purple revolution. I would say sorry, not sorry, but respectfully, it's just not sorry because there's no compromise on human rights. And unless that's part of the revolution and part of this conversation, then there's really nothing we have to talk about.
Purple revolution. I'm gonna say it again. Fuck the purple revolution. The only reason y'all trying to join across aisles now is because shit that is happening to y'all never thought it could happen. Because I'm white. Or because I voted for him. It can't touch me. Now all of a sudden y'all want to be informed. When we were explaining this last year to y'all before y'all got in those booths, y'all didn't want to hear anything. It was gaslighting. It was propaganda. It was fake news. But now that y'all asses are getting ran off y'all farms, y'all can't afford to eat, let alone get gas. Your healthcare premiums are about to go up. And oh my God, I'm pregnant and I'm high risk. And I can't leave my state to have this baby because there's nowhere for me to go. But I voted for this because I thought a late abortion mean women were unaliving their babies at 7 and 8 and 9 months. I didn't do my own fucking homework to understand that a late abortion means the baby is already gone and we gotta remove it to save fucking life. The only reason y'all want to join across the aisle is because y'all fucked up. Y'all thought it would only happen to minorities and black people and the LGBTQIA plus community. Hell, and some of y'all are part of those communities and now realizing that y'all fuck the purple revolution. You know when I will join hands with y'all hoes? Is if y'all fucking do right during midterms.
Well. So there's something I want to talk about, dear, that is circulating on the internet and everywhere. The purple revolution. I was tagged in a whole lot of videos over the last 2 days about the purple revolution, dear. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, let's backtrack just a bit. We all know that the Red Hat crew is in their finding out stage from being around and trying to play with the orange clown. And there's some in the Red Hat crew that have put down their red hat today, set them ablaze in a big way, and they want to come over here and play with us, dear. And some of you seem to think that's where we are in this revolution. And I'm here to tell you today, oh no. No, baby, it is not time to let them back in just because they are starting to feel a bit uncomfortable, friend. You see, the flames of fascism are heating up, but they have yet to be burnt. And if they are not burned, they will not learn. It is not time for them to come this way and join arms with us today. That is not the play, and I can prove it to you right here. Do you remember the last time the orange man was up there in White House land? Yes, indeed. By 2019, the end of such, some of the Red Hat crew were disillusioned with the orange dude. By 2020, they no longer wanted to bend for their orange friend. By 2021, they had joined us in winning back our democracy. By 2022, they started to get real comfortable with us in the blue. They were making money again. Food was back on the shelves. Everything was okay. The stock market was on the rise. We were doing better than anybody here in the US of A. The whole entire globe was still suffering from a recession, baby. They were still burying bodies. But here in the US of A, we were finally starting to be okay. People were going on vacay. They were out in the streets. They were loving their life. They were out there trying to play. They got so comfortable with the new blue regime that they started to once again sip the Kool-Aid, friend, because we made them comfortable in this country. We were so ready for the division to end, we just invited them in. And look where we are today. Look where we are today. So just because some of those over there no longer want to play with the red because they're feeling uncomfortable today, it is not time to let them come over here and play. If you want to know what part of this revolution we are in the part of the revolution where the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Not, well, those who have moved away from my enemy is my friend. No, baby. We need to align ourselves with our enemies that are the enemies of our enemy, dear. And I know that's a hard thing to do for some people in the blue because of all of our ideals, our moral superiority. You think you can't get down there and get dirty. But that's the part of the revolution we're in. We need to be looking for the enemy of my enemy to be my friend. Not those who are just feeling a bit uncomfortable today. That is not the play. But there will come a day. There will come a day when it will be okay to let a few of them in. But we are not there. Just because they're starting to feel the heat. Don't invite them in for dinner to eat. Okay? Let them wallow in that uncomfortableness for a while, baby. We jumped the gun back then, hun. And by 2023, they had already bent the fucking knee. Not me, and not fucking today. You're not allowed to come over here and play. Sit in the that you made. And we know how they feel about sitting in shit, don't we? They sit in it long enough, they'll be ready to gather themselves together to the Capitol to rub that shit they've been sitting in on the walls. Right, baby? So if you are done with the Red Hat crew and you think you want to play with me, I'm waiting for you to do what you did before when you didn't want to play with the blue. And you started beating down the Capitol door. Then we can talk some more.
It's not left versus right, it's up versus down. Sure, but I think that we can do two things at the same time. I think we can acknowledge that there are wealth-hoarding capitalist monsters dooming millions of people into poverty, and then also some of those millions of people who are doomed to poverty also kind of want immigrants to have no rights in America, and also want women to have different rights in America, and also want gay people to have different rights. It's a little bit of left versus right, and I think that all of the conservatives coming on here talking about a purple revolution where we suddenly hold hands and sing Kumbaya and walk off into the sunset together have to first acknowledge that some of these culture war issues that they have been hoodwinked into thinking are very important to them are because those capitalist wealth-hoarding monsters want them to focus on that, want them to marginalize and other minorities and not their fucking wealth-hoarding capitalist overlords. I'm all for a purple revolution. I just need the color to be a little bit deeper, you know, kind of a bluish, like kind of a dark blue, like a really deep blue where everybody has fucking equal rights, you know?
To anyone who is upset at people who are not falling for the purple revolution and who are saying that we are actively slapping down people who want unity, you want a direction, you want to know what it is we should do or what you should do because it will not be us, it will be you. Here's your direction. Number 1, revolution begins with accountability. If you are still surrounded with people who think racism, homophobia, transphobia, xenophobia, misogyny are petty differences, then you are not ready for revolution. You are still protecting the oppressor. Go deal with that first. Oh, I know you think you don't have time. Baby, this is something you should have done long ago. The fact that we don't have time is not our fault. It's yours. Number 2, stop asking marginalized folks to build your moral backbones. Black folk, queer folk, indigenous folk, we've been fighting for people's rights while everybody else was comfortable. If you want real change, start organizing your people who have been complicit. Talk to them, not us, because they'll hear you before they listen to us, obviously. Number 3, put your body where your outrage is. We have marched, voted, bled, and built movements. And if y'all feel like the system is collapsing, good. Now use that anger to shut down your own privilege pipelines. Protest, boycott, disrupt, strike, divest. You don't need our permission to resist. The only ones wasting time are you. Number 4, follow the leadership of people already in the fight. Don't try to reinvent the wheel because y'all just got mad last week. There are movements, organizers, framework built by people who have been fighting, who have been resisting the empire before you even noticed it was burning. Learn from them, but do not try to lead them. Number 5, pick a side and stay there. Because if your revolution still leaves room for white supremacy, Christian nationalism, racism, and patriarchy, then it's not a revolution. It's a remix of the same oppression. You want to fight a revolution, baby, that's fine. But do not expect to lead the people that you've ignored while we've been fighting this fight. Y'all don't need us to tell y'all how to rebel. Y'all already showed us on January 6th that y'all know how to tear down a system when you really want to. So go do that. But this time, aim it at the actual oppressors, not us. Class dismissed. So Mr. Purple Revolution, fresh out of Maga, not Maga, but still Maga himself, got on the internet to say that he doesn't want to talk about policy because policy is divisive, while wearing a 1776 emblem on his chest. Yeah, let's talk about that for a second. Because this here is exactly why we don't trust you, sir. The year 1776 is literally the birth year of America's policy. 1776 was not the year of freedom for all. It was freedom specifically for white men, land-owning white men. That year marks when a handful of elite men got together and decided to write policy that would dictate who gets to be human, who gets to vote, who gets to own land, and who gets to be owned as land, as property. Oh, that wasn't just a so-called revolution. That was a business plan. Oh, and the Constitution? Policy. The Declaration of Independence? Policy. The system that said all men are created equal while simultaneously enslaving black people and erasing entire indigenous nations? That's policy in action. Babe, 1776 was the blueprint for every law that came after. Every Jim Crow, every red line, every prison pipeline. That year marked the birth of the idea that freedom is negotiable and that equity can be delayed, which is exactly what y'all are trying to tell us that we need to do for this unity purple revolution to work. So of course you would have that emblem on your shirt. So when you say policy is divisive, I need you to understand that 1776 was the division. It's literally the founding policy that split humans into categories by worth. So that shirt you're wearing is not about patriotism, it's about preservation of power. And that is why we don't trust you when you say unity. Because the kind of unity y'all are talking about is the kind that keeps us silent while it makes the rest of y'all comfortable. So let's keep it 100. You're not mad about division. You're mad that you're actually feeling the consequences of the policy that you've been voting to be enacted against the rest of us. The policies that you didn't think were going to touch you or negatively impact you. It wasn't divisive when it was working in your favor, but now that we are calling attention to how it's negatively impacting us, now you want to say it's divisive. Baby, policy is the very thing that y'all have been voting for that has been negatively impacting us for decades. And let's be 100% real. Y'all only want to change the part that are negatively affecting you. You don't care to hear about the other parts. You don't care to change the other parts that are impacting us, that we've been yelling and screaming about. And at this point, we're not talking about parties anymore. It's not red, blue. And let's be honest, we're not even talking about parties anymore. Red and blue, those are just polite cover names for anti-human and pro-human. And being pro-human is non-negotiable. It's that simple. The problem is that y'all cannot stop imposing y'all's beliefs and y'all's views onto everyone else by the votes that you cast that turn into policy that are then weaponized and used to govern our bodies, our rights, our freedoms, our wombs, our wallets, our food, our children, our identities, our existence. Yeah, policy is divisive because y'all weaponize it to use it against people who don't believe what you believe. But see, divisiveness was never a problem when y'all were on the winning team. But now that we're forcing y'all to look in the mirror, all of a sudden it's divisive. When it's a woman's right to choose, it's divisive. When it's black people wanting equity, it's divisive. When it's queer folk demanding the safety to exist, it's divisive. See, but when it came to banning books, bombing communities, writing laws that govern our bodies, suddenly we don't hear anything about it being divisive. Baby, that's not unity. And I'm so sorry, but the policy is the battleground whether y'all like it or not. And I'm gonna tell you right now, the problem is also the people who write the hateful policy, the people who vote for the hateful policy, and the people who act like they want peace when that same policy negatively affects them. But we're supposed to trust y'all?
I saw the first video that I've ever seen talking about a purple revolution. Before I went to look it up to see what it was, I was like, please don't let it be what I think it is. And it was what I thought it was. Listen, what the fuck do you motherfuckers think this is? Do you think this is Captain America Civil War near the end? Or at least at the end before Zemo cut on that tape? What the fuck do you think? No, this is not Iron Man teaming up with Captain America. This is not Galinda and Elphaba linking up like, together we'll be the greatest team there's ever been. Y'all voted for a Nazi. You voted Nazi. You deliberately voted Nazi, and things did not work out the way that you thought it would. You knew what the fuck you were doing when you pushed that button. Things did not work out the way that you thought it would. Because you're not benefiting the way that you thought you would. Now you want to pull this class warfare bullshit, which is what y'all always do anytime you want to avoid the issue of race being an actual fucking thing. Because you voted for a Nazi. And we'll never fucking forget that. We'll never fucking forgive that. The history books will remember you as such, and you're gonna have to deal with that. You don't get to time stone your choice and get to be now moral by proxy because you decided to team up with the left. And the nice thing is, we don't have to make amends with y'all. We don't have to accept you with open arms. You don't have to be like, oh, they made a mistake. You have to be nice to them. Don't scare them off. Because whatever part you're going to play to correct the state of things, you're going to do it anyway, whether you unite with us or not, because it's impacting you. So in a weird, fucked up way, I have faith in you. So in the words of Lincoln Osiris from Tropic Thunder, you go be all you can be, man.
I got a message for the people who are part of what they're calling the Purple Revolution. People who voted for Donald Trump and now recognize that they were wrong, and they're admitting it and saying that they're part of this Purple Revolution, going away from Donald Trump. Thank you. Now here's what I'd like to say to you. You don't need to tell us that. You see, because you saying that right now makes you feel better. That does something to your psyche and to your emotions, and maybe it assuages your guilt or something like that. Tell that to your therapist. And then you know who you tell it to next? It's not us. You tell it to your circle of influence, your family, your friends, your community, your coworkers, your neighbors, right? Your kids, your daddies, your cousins, your uncles. You tell it to them because they put them in office, just like you did. And so we don't need to hear that. Thank you. Thank you. Now in this party, we listen, we try to listen to everybody. Everybody has some say-so. You know what? We have the full range of Democrats, from conservative to centrist to left to far left, and a few points in between, and we can float between those spectrums in the Democratic Party, right? That's perfectly normal. We are often not, mostly, a single issue voter. And we vote pragmatically. We vote for harm reduction. We vote to help other people. We don't always vote only to help ourselves. We vote to help other people. You can learn that. But you know how you learn that? You come in the meeting room, you grab your cup of punch, you get a slice of cake, you sit down and shut up and listen. That's what you do. That's what you do. So now, go out in the world, right? Go out and convert other people. Like, your job isn't to preach to us, the choir. Because you know why? For all the reasons. But the other reason, we're in the thick of the mess you helped create right now. There are people being brutalized. They're shooting people with rubber bullets. They shot a priest yesterday in the head. Right? They're kidnapping kids, holding them hostage. They're running people down. They're pointing weapons at people. They're disappearing people to other countries' prisons. They have concentration camps. He is waging war on blue cities and states with military. He is waging war in our cities. We are, according to people like you and him, the enemy within. And now let's talk about absolute authority. You helped usher this in. So we are not here to absolve you of the mess you helped create. That's your therapy. Go get other people. You go get those other people, and you go get them to protest him. Say, we are Republicans. We voted for you. We are against this. Get on the news. They love to talk to you guys in little cafes and fairs. Get on the news. So thank you. Now shut up and get out in the world and go do some good.
Y'all heard about the Purple Revolution? I've been on a tirade all day today, and I heard there was a Purple Revolution, a group of MAGA people who have begun to see the light and see that MAGA way is not the way. They begin to burn their red hats, and they have some grand idea that they would just come back over here and join forces with us and declare and form a peaceful revolution. Get how racist and hateful you were? Did you forget that you voted against your own self-interest in order to harm Black and brown people? You know, Purple Revolution, because we don't trust you. We understand as soon as things cool down for you and you don't feel as threatened, you feel safe and secure, you'll go back to your nasty, ugly, racist ways. And there will be no revolution, because there cannot be a revolution without Black people. And we are not getting out there with you all to protest anything. We've made it very clear. We have no desire to join forces with you. We don't trust you. Any heavy lifting that needs to be done, you better do it on your own. We'll sit over here and watch you. Out of your mind, talking about a purple revolution.
I want you to take a very good look at the hat and the jacket that you're wearing right now. No, seriously, just look down at it. Just look down at it. Okay? When are you personally, going to let go of this idea that you're a patriot? You understand that y'all have bastardized that word forever, right? Right? You do understand that. It is people such as yourself who took the word patriot to mean anybody that isn't on the left. Anybody who thinks about the Second Amendment more than they think about saving children. It was you that did this. You. And yet here you are, once again, completely missing the point as to why no one is ready for unity with you or anybody like you. Because you see, there can be no unity, none, until we talk about accountability. I want you to seriously think about what I'm about to ask you. I want you to put effort into thinking about this. When did you start having buyer's remorse? Simple question. When did you start having buyer's remorse? Was it when those actions hit you? People around you? Because it didn't hit you November 5th, 2024, did it? It did not. It didn't hit you November 6th, 2024, did it? No, it did not. You didn't want to start having unity conversations with anybody until the actions that you put in place affected you. And again, you can be honest. I'm just some guy on TikTok. That's all I am. So explain to me, how in the name of whatever God or deity you believe in, are you going to sit and try to bridge the divide between the left and the right when it didn't matter about that divide until it hit you personally? Until something you wanted, something you had, something you lost, then made you realize how incredibly bad the mistake that you made was. You have yet, and trust me, I've looked at every one of your videos. You gave half-hearted apologies for your past MAGA relationship. You did. I saw the video, bro. So don't even try it. I saw the video. You gave half-hearted apologies. And yet you're still rocking that Patriot Man 1776 jacket. You were still trying to chastise people for not wanting to unify. You were chastising people for not believing in this quote-unquote purple revolution. Because it's hollow. It's meaningless. And do you know how I know this? The jacket. The jacket. This is more than just bridging a divide, sir. This is talking about the fundamental reason you would think, you personally, would think a man with no plans but a whole lot of really cool slogans was good enough to be president of the United States, and that it did not matter what he did. It did not matter the people that he hurt until it had touched you. You're not getting the unity pledge that you want because we see right through this. This is hollow. This is moissanite. It's fake as hell. Because you have yet to address the real problem, which is this. You never saw those on the other side as Americans. You saw us as the radical left. You saw us as the Antifa. You saw us as BLM. You saw us as Baylors. You saw us as shoving the trans agenda down your throat. I know this simply by your attire that you believe that. So explain to me, why would anybody that voted against this, anybody that voted for your best interest, why would anybody sit down with you? When are you going to address the underlying reason that you thought Donald Trump was a good president in the first place? Before you even think about purple, you need to deal with your red. You need to deal with the fact that you thought your fellow Americans did not deserve the things that we have all worked and sacrificed for. You're not getting the reception you want because you're still lying to us. It's written on your jacket.
We are still in that FAFO season. And you must see already that day by day, there's a group that gets cut off the other bigger group of the Maga people that feel like what they voted for is not what they are receiving. And so they are having a change of mind. And I don't blame them. I mean, if it were you, wouldn't you change your mind? If what you voted for is not what you're saying, of course you can't stick to business. So I don't blame them for having a change of mind. I think what I have an issue with is, what do they have in plan to change the consequences? Because they are indeed likely to face the consequences of their own voting. But this is not only going to happen to them, unfortunately. This is befalling the whole country. And so, if they are coming up with a new revolution and a new group, the question is, what do they have in place that is going to reverse all that has been done, the damage that has been created? And is this whole group trying to gain recognition? Because people can already see, you don't even have to say so much. What you post on social media says it all. But I think it will be okay for these people to literally move out of there and start joining the other group. I mean, take accountability, apologize, and be like, you know what, I actually effed up. Yeah? But I am seeing the light. And since I've seen the light, I need to join the team that is already doing the work, that is trying to educate, that is trying to, sensitize and help others to see the light too. Yeah? But they are instead coming up with their own movement. And I think them coming up with their own movement tells you a lot, that they don't agree with neither of that two that have been existing, right? At least that's what I think. I don't know if there's anybody that agrees with me, because if you formulate your own movement, that means the two groups that are in existence, you don't agree with none of them, right? Therefore, you are forming your own, and you are trying to get these ones that have already been doing the work to join you. I don't know. That is what my brain is feeding me right now. You want the people that have been doing the work to come and join you. You want unity with them. You don't want to go join them. You want to come up with something independent that is of you, which means you still have quite a lot of belief systems that are more to where you're coming from, and you know they are not going to be accepted this side, right? But then at the same time, you're like, I actually agree with you. I don't know, I'm just observing this. And the Dems and the leftists and liberals are like, if you want to do the work, start doing the work. Don't announce your arrival. That's exactly what white women did when the voting was finished. And of course, the statistics came out. They voted massively. And so for some of them to, be like, you know what, I didn't vote for this, they bought blue bracelets to signify where they belong, the performative. Yeah. So that's why a lot of people are like, this is performative. You still hold the same beliefs as the fascists. Still don't respect these people. You still literally, you wanted things to go right for you, not to for everybody. That's why still you are also trying to isolate yourself. Anyway, I don't know what you guys think, but at least for me, that is what is coming. But people are like, of course, there are those that are receptive. They're like, okay, that's good. Well and good that you are seeing the light. Now start doing the work. We can support you as well and all of that. And there are those that are like, you know what, shut the hell up. Get out of us. We don't want to know. Of course, I think it is social media. So you're going to get quite a lot of scrutiny for whatever you're trying to start. But I think the first part is taking accountability and recognizing that there are those that have already been doing the work. Join them. If you can't join them, then do not force them to join you, because you are fresh from the camp. You're fresh from the camp. You still have a lot to change. But do you think that this revolution is a genuine one, and they are really trying to do something better? And indeed, they are working towards good policies. Some of them don't believe in policies. I don't know. How do you expect to transform anything without policies? Because actually the reason as to why the country is in the position where it is right now, it's because of policies. So if you are avoiding policies and then you want to partake in politics, well, I don't know what you're trying to do. Whatever they are trying to do, hopefully it works. I don't know if you guys think it's going to work, and I don't know how long this movement is going to last before we see another one emerging out of them, because looks like it's like recurring. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. I think from me for today, that's it. I do love all of you, and I'll see you guys in another amazing video. Till then, my name is Gracie. Love you, stay safe, and may God watch over you and protect you. Bye.